Actually, what triggered my spinning point was the fact that I realized early in my third year as an undergrad student that I was afraid of height. Nowadays, all the CMO and CFO, when they want to invest in marketing budget, they look for ROI. Yes. I was there 8 years ago trying to make this happen. And that's the reason I'm here with this award that I'm showing to everyone here. And even now I'm doing live to my audience from the Facebook right now. If you know how to do live effectively, that is gonna help you go a long way. And if you don't know how to do it effectively, Movefast can help you get there.
Hello and welcome to episode 31 of the Exponential Show. Today it is a pleasure of mine to introduce Pratt Hetrakul, our guest for the afternoon. Pratt, thank you for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you for having me today.
The pleasure is all mine. We were talking off camera that we've been sort of following you and your thought leadership since IIEX 2024. And then we met at IIEX 2025, and then here we are in 2026. So it's been a 2-year journey following you to finally get you on this podcast.
It's almost like a reunion every year. I get to see you
yes, like an annual.
At that same event, same month, which is in February?
Which is in February,
okay.
Yes.
Almost feel like Valentine's.
True. So thank you again for taking the time. We're very excited to speak with you today. But before we get started, we just wanted to thank our friends at True Digital Park, which is the most comprehensive landing spot for international businesses and individuals here in Thailand. So if you're an international business individual looking for business setup, visa, work permit, co-working spaces, immersion into Thai cultural and business landscape, this is the place you should be. So thanks for hosting us in your podcast room. Now, Pratt, let's just start with the question that we ask all our guests is what is your superhero origin story? So what got you into the world of analytics and marketing measurement?
Okay, let me give a little bit of the story behind. My background is actually not in data science or analytics. I started off in the undergraduate at Chulalongkorn University. My background was actually in civil engineering. What's interesting is that that's the exactly same major as our current Bangkok governor right now, Professor Chachat Siddhipan. He is also a former professor at Chulalongkorn University, and I also get a chance to study with him in a class. And actually what triggered my spinning point was the fact that I realized early in my third year as an undergrad student that I was afraid of height. I was sent to the Bangkok Suvarnabhumi International Airport for the trainee, right? So what I need to do is I need to walk on the skeleton of the structure that's yet completed. And I felt like not comfortable at all. I need to find something that would spin me from construction to something else, especially somewhere closer to the city would be great. So I get a chance to discover one behavioral science technique called discrete choice modeling during my undergraduate senior projects.
Right.
The technique enables people to win Nobel Prize, which is the guy called Daniel McFadden. So Daniel McFadden used this approach to predict the passengers of the San Francisco Railway BART services. Back then he won Nobel Prize Award just for that approach. Impressive. So it was really intriguing for me because I always a big fan of psychology. The technique is the intersection between science and psychology by explaining how people behave a certain way using the approach called utility function. Right. Let's say, how did you come to the True Digital Park today?
I drove here.
You drove here, right? So the model will predict your likeliness of driving to the True Digital Park as opposed to public transits.
Right.
Using the component of your behavior, for example, it looks at how you prioritize time, budget, and also comfortness to identify the likeliness that you, Mayank, choose car over train and walking, for example.
Interesting.
But the technique do this for all the individuals in the populations and use the prediction to come up with whatever best to forecast the passengers.
Right.
That's what intrigued me, and that's how I end up studying in the US for 8 years. Yeah, 8 years actually.
Wow.
2 years in the Los Angeles and another 5 years in the Maryland, and get my PhD in transportation civil engineering, focusing on discrete choice modeling. Another way, how do railway system can make the best out of passengers' willingness to pay, looking at their behavior. So that's my thesis actually.
Wow. So
sorry, I've been talking a lot, but that's my whole passions.
But it's very interesting that you went from civil engineering, and it's usually very hard to draw a straight line between civil engineering and marketing analytics, right? So that led you to just studying passenger data, and then so it's just fascinating to hear how one thing leads to another.
Exactly. I love behavioral science, to be exact. Yeah.
Interesting. So yeah, I mean that it's now that you explain it, it sounds like a no-brainer that you ended up in marketing and marketing measurement.
Thank you.
Now, speaking of marketing measurement, you talk about maximizing the reach of media and maximizing the output that you get out of media. From a measurement perspective, what does it look like for a business owner or a marketer? If you could just shed some light upon that, please.
Sure. So first of all, let me give a little bit of background. 8 years ago, I first joined Facebook. The first day I joined Facebook, I walked into the office with zero media background. I have never had a formal marketing communication, nor working with brand or communication. I think that's why when they were interviewing me, they were hesitating whether to choose me or the other persons. Eventually, I won their heart. The challenge was quite interesting. 8 years ago, if you imagine about marketing, especially social media, people all go for viralness and engagement. Comment, like, share was the KPI back at that time. I was mission to do only one thing for Thailand, to change the marketer's mindset from social engagement to business-based impact. In another term, ROI measurement, which is the very focus of the CMO at this moment, right?
That is
nowadays, all the CMO and CFO, when they want to invest in marketing budget, they look for ROI. I was there 8 years ago trying to make this happen. Through the journey of 8 years, I start onboarding brand to do brand measurement, to do sales measurement. And one of the technique that I introduced to the Thailand market, and now Thailand has been one of the most competitive in Southeast Asia, yet Asia Pacific, is the adoption of a technique called marketing mix modeling. And that's the reason I'm here with this award that I'm showing to everyone here. So in 2025, I submit a nomination for Markitech. Markitech is an organization across Asia Pacific that oversight the excellence in terms of media execution. And Martech is one of them. This award is called Most Innovative Martech Leader of the Year 2025. I went to Philippines to receive this award, and I got gold as the best in the Asia Pacific, and for the reason of adopting marketing mix modeling for Thai marketers and building the ecosystem that media agencies, SME and brand can now access. Approach which have in the past been quite expensive. Imagine in the past, any brand and business want to onboard marketing mix modeling, will need to invest like $1 million. And all they get is, bam, report on that table. And it's very non-actionable.
Or some random dashboard that nobody would understand.
Exactly. So I'm the one who turned that into something that people can access more by the use of open source technique, which is called Robin, that Meta introduced back in the day. I think the question that everyone might have is, why marketing mix modeling, right? The technique allows marketing dollars to be optimized to get the best use of the outcome. It looks at what are the media channels that you invest and how to best optimize the portfolio of investment such that you achieve the best outcome out of your limited budget. Sometimes brand can save their media budget. They used to spend 100. I can save them to spend only 80 while achieving the same outcome or even better outcome because optimization. That's the end game. Data-driven marketing, ground in data and science, and that's what I'm here for, actually.
I understand. And first of all, congratulations on just getting acknowledged for the work that you've been doing. I understand that there must have been lots of long days and sleepless nights working towards the goal of sort of pushing Thailand towards data-driven marketing. So
Thank you.
Congratulations on the
Thank you very
achievement.
much.
Now, speaking of sort of the work that you did with businesses and brands and SMEs, in that journey of the shifting of the mindset that you mentioned, what were the most common mistakes that you saw brands and companies make when it comes to measuring their marketing performance, and especially on the media side of things?
So if you think about corporate, especially in Thailand, there are two group of corporate, right? The first group of corporate, they are brand company. Okay. For example, Unilever of the world, Nestle of the world, right? I think the challenge I found in this group of company is that they are very fixated on the concept of viewability.
Right.
And by what viewability, it means whether or not the consumer watch the media or ads till the end, right? Completion, watching the video. And if you ask me, of course, it's good if your viewer can watch your video to the end, right?
True.
But if you only optimize your media spending to have people watch your video to the end, it's very expensive.
Right.
And sometimes optimizing for sales performance does not necessarily mean you need to have people watch the entire video.
True.
Right? So I need to find a common ground of the quality versus quantity and why we can use the campaign to drive sales performance, which is not fixated on the viewability itself.
Right.
So we're trying to come up with research to prove that a lot of your sales actually driven from a very short fractions of the seconds that people watch your ad.
Right.
Which is more in line with the behavior that people do nowadays, which is shorter attention span.
That is true.
Yeah. Now, the second group of companies that I would say have a challenging is called performance marketers. These have contradicting challenge from the first group because what they're trying to do is optimizing sales performance only without focusing on brand.
Right.
And you know the shortcome of that? They forget to think about their new future potential customers.
Right.
Think of it this way. Company who invest only in conversion campaign is similar to you grow an apple tree and you only pick the red ball. Right? You don't invest in growing the green ball.
Right.
By ball, I mean apple ball, right? So if you think of it this way, at one point, your red apple ball will be saturated.
True.
If you invest in branding, and I have seen a number of companies doing in this direction, they use both brand and conversion campaign together.
Right.
And it's almost like Messi and Ronaldo, right? you can't lose one or another, right? They pass the ball, Messi pass the ball, Ronaldo shoot, something like that. If you unlock your brand investment, your benefit is going to go a long way. But nowadays, I'm no longer with platform, but I can say one thing. Branding still plays a crucial role for marketers to succeed in the ROI game.
I completely agree with you, and just coming from you, it kind of validates my thought process on this as well. Now, you mentioned working with these brands, I'm sure with some of them more closely than others. But in that journey, what impact did you see, like a before and after of when they were only in one of those silos of either brand only or sales only versus when they did that mindset shift and then focused on balancing both?
Sure.
So what was like the before and after result, and do you have like any favorite examples from your time?
Sure. I mean, we have an aggregate kind of research and analysis, and it was published externally. They talk about the fact that I think the best example is during COVID time, right? People trying to save the marketing budget by pausing their ads, right?
Yes, that.
And people think that if you pause your ad for 2 weeks, the sales only disappear for 2 weeks. That's the maximum. In reality, we found that the brand who have go pausing their ads for 2 weeks, the damage is much bigger than 2 weeks.
I can imagine.
And it's really long time to turn that sales back up when you already lost momentum.
Makes sense.
So one of the things that we have been telling companies in Thailand and all over Asia is that don't overestimate the impact of branding. And from another end, we have seen that when brand adopt branding on top of conversion campaign, the performance of their sales performance grow significantly. up to 50%, 70%. Because why? Because you drive the full funnel of marketing, right? You drive new customers through awareness campaign.
Right.
You drive that tier of populations down to consideration, making them think of your product as top of mind.
Right.
And eventually, when your product is on that top of mind, when they make a purchase, they will make the comparison between your product and others. And eventually, because you're in the top product list, you have a likeliness of being chosen over their competitors, your competitors.
Makes sense. And do you have like any, if I may just request you for maybe some examples or case studies or names that you want to drop?
One of the names that I can mention, and I would want to speak for them very highly, and the reason I can speak is because it got the public case study.
I see.
Externally shareable. It's the case of Central Group Thailand.
Wow. Okay.
So what they did was that back in the day, they were one of the first company who want to build in-house capability on marketing mix modeling. And their head at that time reached out to me specifically, asking how they can build their own marketing mix modeling without having to rely on Nielsen of the world, Kantar of the world. And I was the one helping their team to establish the knowledge inside the organization, building that team of data science to be able to have the operating model in-house to guide their media investment on a regular basis. Nowadays, it's being used as one of the input for their media directions. Yeah.
Interesting. So, I mean, it's like in Thailand, it doesn't really get much bigger than Central Group, right? So it's good to know that some of the largest were some of the first and most successful to jump on this opportunity. So thanks for sharing that case study with us. Now, just there's one tangent that, if you don't mind me taking, is
sure.
So you mentioned from the platform perspective, and you were on the platform side, versus if you could just tell us more about what your current role is and how sort of being on the other side of the table sort of helps you sort of use that perspective in more perhaps real world situations.
Sure. So fast forward to today, I just joined a new company called Movefast. Movefast, it means move rapidly. And first of all, when people heard the name Movefast, they thought it's delivery service. Actually, it's not. And if you are in the tech company, you would know that Movefast is the motto of Mark Zuckerberg. The Movefast company,
Move fast and break things.
Move fast and break things. The Movefast company, their main service is end-to-end enabler for SME in Thailand to be able to sell their product easily. So imagine if you are SME of Thailand and you want to sell your cream, your cosmetics. You don't know marketing at all. Come to us. We will help you promote your product. We have consignment service. We have TikTok's live studio.
Wow.
We have celebrity like Pratt Hetrakul. This guy is like Brad Pitt of Hollywood, by the way, in Thailand. If you know this person, by the way.
It rings a bell. I would not recognize him in a crowd, but...
Yeah, so we have all those end-to-end service enabling you to think only to focus about your product and how to make the best product. Let us help bring your product to the eye of the customers. So live commerce is one of the things we help, and it's across variety of products. It can be food, it can be snacks, it can be dress, it can be cosmetics, all over the places. Yeah.
Interesting. And what size of businesses are you currently working with now?
The size of business is much smaller nowadays. It's SME who have marketing dollar spent like maximum 5,000 to 10,000 baht per month.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, most of them are like that, but we do it at scale.
Right.
Yeah.
So that scale helps you
exactly
optimize. Okay.
And one of the things that we do really well is to connect with the celebrity to ensure that our life is strong and drive sales impact.
Right.
Pratt Hetrakul, this celebrity, he knows how to sell things, no matter what. Think of it this way: have you watched Catch Me If You Can?
Oh yes, I have.
He's like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wow, is that good?
You can basically throw anything to him,
and
he will sell it. Yeah, just like that. Come to Movefast one day. I'll show you.
I'd love to. I'll take you up on that offer.
Definitely.
Now. So you mentioned the two schools of thought between brand and sales, right? But maybe talking another divergence in marketing is people trusting intuition. So hey, I feel that this will work, so this is my gut feeling and this is what I'm going to do, versus purely relying on numbers, that these are the statistics, these are what the numbers tell us. So where do you lie on that spectrum, and how do you advise people to kind of balance both of these worlds? Because I imagine that the correct answer lies somewhere in the middle of the...
So through my 8-year experience as a marketing science for the platform, one of the things I saw was that data alone is never enough. Right? We use data to back our decision, to make logical decisions. But at the end of the day, it is the entrepreneurship that drive transformation for the businesses. And a lot of time, when you are the data scientist, one thing that you need to have a skill is to question your data. Because there's a chance that your data is wrong. A lot of times your data is wrong. You need to have a skill to question yourself whether or not the data is wrong, and get the data right. That's the first skill. Making sure whatever you have on hand is credible. Because whenever you put your name on it, you have your stamp, you have your credibility. You don't want to lose your credibility built over 8 years just for this piece of crappy data, right?
True.
So you need to have that first skill. Second skill is communication. When you need to convince decision maker that will invest in marketing dollars, they're not listening to your number. They're listening to you. And in order for them to listening to you, you need to listen to their problem at heart. And when I say at heart, it means listen beyond the word that they say. Right? You need to understand their real pain point, their challenges. And once you have that very clear, you need to sit on that foot. Because the pain of the business and entrepreneur and SME of Thailand is hard, because they have to invest out of their own budget.
Of course.
It's different from the global corporate, because these people are hired to spend the marketing dollar. Their KPI is to spend.
True.
SME of Thailand, they spend out of their own blood. So you have to listen to them very hard, and you need to feel their pain. And when that happens, trust me, you will get a trust. So my take on this is, I cannot say how much you weight on intuition versus data, but it's something that you learn over the experience through situation and scenarios. But oftentimes you need to trust your heart and intuition that the data is wrong. Even eventually at the end of the day, the people you are going to convince trust their own instinct more than whatever you're telling them, unless your data is at 100% accurate. Now, if you make that 100% data accurate, it's a matter of gaming, whether or not you have their credibility. And if you have your credibility, then you can get them convinced.
I can imagine. And that's sound advice. And from what I understand, there's essentially no right answer. You kind of judge based on the quality of data you have and what your intuition says, and the larger context that you're working within.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Appreciate that context. Now, you mentioned working with Thai startups and Thai businesses and SMEs in Thailand. And you've obviously had exposure working with some of the larger, not just Thai corporates, but I'm sure some international corporates during your time at Meta as well. So how have you seen the landscape of marketing measurement evolve within the small bubble of Thailand itself? And have you seen any changes both from a large corporate standpoint and small SMEs? And do you still feel that there's more room for businesses to change their perspective on marketing measurement?
Yeah, I have seen a lot of changes happening over the past 8 years. One of the things that I saw is the business are willing to challenge more, much more. Marketing team have been infiltrated the mindset that they need to challenge whoever come to them to convince them whatever things. Right? that also means harder job for me to convince them to do things. Because, as I said, let's put it this way: you are a marketing director with your CMO, and there is a data scientist come to you from the platform. You want to look good in the eye of your CMO.
Of course.
Then you have to play hard to that data scientist, right? The data scientist will act empathic, right? And to do whatever he or she could to convince you and the CMO to invest in a way that optimize your sales performance. One of the trends that I saw them doing things differently is that they start to move away from social engagement. That's one thing, which is not surprising.
Right.
Nowadays, everything is ROI driven. The second thing is they are now relying on in-house measurement approach much more. When I say in-house, it means something that they can build their own capability on, rather than relying on license-based fee for the measurement approaches. And that's why I have the opportunity to onboard a number of SME and media agencies, building marketing mix modeling out of their own, using the open source technique called Robin. And nowadays, even sometimes I can still teach Robin to businesses that are keen on these approaches. The third thing that I see happening over the past 8 years is the less reliance on reporting. You can imagine at the very beginning, like 8 years ago, people like really rely on PowerPoint.
Right.
Every number, don't show me, put it on the PowerPoint, send to me, right? Nowadays, there are, especially the tech company and company who are more lean, they can actually read the result and dashboard by themselves.
Right.
And most of the time, these are the companies that move faster because they can cut the process of producing that report. Right. The company that nowadays still relying on report are those who traditional.
Right.
Yeah, some maybe brand advertisers. Some company have the obligations to have the report look before making the decisions.
Right.
Those who can surpass or bypass that tends to act and execute much faster from my experiences.
Interesting. That's an interesting perspective because especially coming from you from the data science background, because reporting has been such a big part of just marketing activities that you saying that, hey, maybe cut down on the reporting and focus on just
when I say cut down on reporting, it doesn't mean overlook the KPI. It just means you look at the data in a faster way.
Right.
Maybe through the dashboard rather than waiting to print out the dashboard and put in the nice PowerPoint.
Right.
How many body use PowerPoint nowadays? Nobody, right?
Very rarely.
Very rare, right? Maybe they use something else like Canva. Even I sometimes use AI to help generate the presentations. Have you ever heard of the product called Skyrock?
Skyrock, no.
It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll look it up and check it out. But yeah, it's very fascinating to hear about just the fact that, and I think that also shows that some of the senior management is now more media savvy. If they're able to understand those dashboards and they don't need somebody to
absolutely
distill it. So
I would say marketing has become more accessible, especially the measurement part, and people starting to talk on the same currency, which is ROI.
Right.
In the past, I think the KPI that say cost per click, cost per view has been so-called vanity metrics, right? But nowadays, when you measure everything down to one currencies, money by money, which is ROI, it becomes much easier to communicate and number the lies, right?
Touche. True. Now, we've talked about the past, so you've seen how things have evolved up to now, but we're here in January of 2026 and we have a whole fantastic year ahead of us. So with how media is evolving, how technology is evolving, and obviously the two most popular words in the English, two most popular letters in the English language, AI. So with how these platforms and technologies evolve and how quickly they're evolving right now, what do you see as some of the key trends for marketers to watch out for in the remainder of the year?
Sure. I think nowadays, especially Thailand, the economy is like really challenging, right? Every brand, every SME trying to cut down their spending.
Right.
So they are trying to squeeze in all the platform that they have accessible to make the best use of the outcome.
Right.
One of the trends I start seeing is that live become inevitable.
Right.
Every SME that I know start trying to learn how to do live more effectively.
Right.
Social commerce has become more like the social ground. You need to know how to do social commerce, otherwise you can't sell your product.
True.
Right? And the platforms start to hear the feedback, trying to make sure that the live solution enable the SME to be able to sell their product in a more seamless way. One of the example I would say is TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you see live, how many clicks do you need in order to purchase product? I would say for me, less than 3 clicks.
Yeah, I believe so. It was...
You pick the product, you pick the credit card that you want, which is already saved on your system, and then you click purchase.
Purchase, that's it.
As simple as that.
Right.
A lot more platforms need to chase up with TikTok nowadays in terms of how easy it is to buy product on live. And even now I'm doing live to my audience from the Facebook right now. So I want to say that if you know how to do live effectively, that is gonna help you go a long way. And if you don't know how to do it effectively, Movefast can help you get there because we have the know-how. We work with 100 number of SME and with a celebrity, so we know we have failed before. So now if we fail again, we will fail really fast. And we will scale fast as well. So from the knowledge of that angle, we can help SME scale your product presence in the Thai markets and sometimes even beyond Thailand much faster. The second thing is around AI. AI, as you can see, is something that we can avoid. But AI is not only about creating visuals or making videos. Of course, AI to create visual and videos is in the realm of creative. That's unavoidable. But if you can use AI to do things that very high decision maker have to do, for example, help decide strategy, help write an article, or help polish up some $1 million projects in the way that is innovative, then you can go a longer way. Think of it this way: if you are the product owner and you want to build convincing brand, and you are like stuck in terms of what storytelling to tell, start using AI to do that kind of things. But you have to use it like not only at the surface, right? Because for creating image or video is only at the surface. You need to. One of the examples I have seen done very effectively is from Kun Pom Pavut. He is a very successful e-commerce godfather of Thailand. So his company, which is called Pay Solution, they leverage AI to help with their finance team. So and accounting. Think of it this way: how many company is willing to bet AI to help them facilitate finance and accounting? Not many, right? Because if you think about finance, it's probably the most sensitive area to touch. But these companies have the innovations to do such things. And because people like Pom Pavut have such a vision on AI, so he can make it happen. Think of it this way: if SME embrace AI from the lens beyond just image or video creation, a lot of Thai company can be far competitive. And if we form commodities of Thai SME, we as a Thailand can be also competitive in the Thai digital economy.
True. And I think just from Thailand's perspective, that is something that we as a country really need to work on.
Exactly.
Especially how fast some of our neighbors are moving without naming names. Is the gentleman also the same person with whom you recently did a podcast episode?
Yep, exactly.
Awesome.
That's the first episode.
So shout out to your podcast as well.
Movefast podcast. Thank you very much, sir.
I saw it on LinkedIn when I was preparing for this episode, so it looks pretty cool. Now, this brings us to the final question of the day, which is, what's next for you? You as an individual, as a marketer, as a marketing scientist, as a data scientist, and as Movefast. So what are some of the key events, challenges, milestones that you are working towards that you would like to share with our audience?
Sure. In 2026, of course, we as a Movefast will be participating in a number of Thailand and international events. Early in February, I will be speaking at AI Revolution Summit in Singapore on the concepts of AI era marketing. And of course, we are starting to involve in a lot of more talk like e-com talk on January 21st, organized by Kumbai at Prisa. And we have pretty much full speaking event planned out for the year. We also participate in academia. In March, I will be speaking at Bangkok University for 3 classes on how students can adapt to the concept of marketing mix modeling, for example.
Very nice.
But what I want to do like freshly new for 2026, right? If you think about my background in the past 8 years, it has been pretty much on the quantitative analysis. It's like a rigid math, right? But I have a friend, his name is Napapat Kandasin. This guy have been to Cannes Award because of his, as you know,
creative.
Grand Prix and pretty much every kind of award you imagine, he have done it all. So I feel like it's a time that I want to embrace the art in me and combine into the science.
Very nice.
And one of the big questions I have heard from advertisers over the past 8 years is that how could AI and measurement enable for better creative, right? I want to use this opportunity to reflect on myself and think about the best way we can help SME in Thailand do best in class creative, leveraging AI and also data-driven measurement at the same time. Think of it like a feedback loop in which the creative start performing and we can see some initial feedback. It goes back to the back end, trying to improve the creative on the spot to make the creative even sharper, greater, better. And if you think about the traditional creative in the past, it will have the so-called the concept of fatigue, right? At one point, it will saturate, almost like saturation point.
Right.
If you do it right, I think it's opportunity to make creative fatigue goes like S-curve. Yeah, and this is still something I haven't figured out how to do it.
Right.
But technically, it is doable. It's just a matter of combining people from the two groups, which is arts.
Right.
I have my friend called Art, so he's pretty good on that. And then science. I have a quantitative analysis background. Perhaps the only jigsaw puzzle that is needed is called MarTech, which, by the way, I'm also the member of MarTech Association of Thailand.
Nice.
We are trying to promote communities to help MarTech of Thailand to do a better thing, greater things through education and everything like that. So shout out to MarTech Association of Thailand. ครับผม
Very interesting.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much reflecting what I have as a bold vision for 2026. It's perhaps not very clear and rigid, but because it's ambitious goal, that's why it looks almost like a dream. But the dream feels the best when it comes true, right?
Of course, that is true. But it's interesting to know that you're kind of, even on a personal level, trying to push your boundaries outside of what you are already good at. So it's all the best with that. And I'm sure I'll be following your stuff on LinkedIn and through other channels to see how much progress you've made on that goal. So with this, we come to an end of our conversation. I really, really thank you for taking the time. Before we say bye to our audience, is there any message for the audience for 2026? Especially our audience is primarily SMEs, startup owners. So any message from you to them before we conclude? Sure.
I think one thing that I learned over the past few months is that sometimes you think your playfield is only very small as your backyard, right? But when you go out of your comfort zone, for example, going out of your home, start walking, start meeting new people, new network. For example, when we met at IIX, it opened up our opportunity to collaborate. That itself can help you go a long way. Don't even have to think about AI or anything. Human connection is stronger than any other things. And I just recently watched the documentary on Netflix.
Which one?
They look at people who live over 100 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So one of the common pattern that people in this country or city have, which is Okinawa, Singapore, and some city that they have a very great longevity, is that people have good community. They don't solve the problem, they don't face the challenge by themselves. They have a community where they can go enjoy. It's either cooking together, playing music together, performs together, and that build positive mentality, and that's when innovation usually happens. So I encourage everyone to do this because it doesn't cost you anything. Fair. You make friends, and when you make friends with good heart and give first, you get a lot more in return.
I could not think of a better way to end this conversation. Thank you for that message, and I hope the audience is paying attention, and because that's something that deeply resonated with me when you mentioned it. So thanks for that. Thanks for your time. And let's make sure we don't wait till 2027 to meet next.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much for having me.
My pleasure.
Until we meet again.
100%. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe. And thanks to our friends at True Digital Park for hosting us. You've been fantastic throughout this entire journey. I'll see you in the next one.